let's get political, shall we? So, over the past few months, the Biden administration has been doing something I like to call gaslighting and lying. I mean, this is just typical government, right? Let's start off by talking about the whole pandemic. COVID, to be specific. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but when the vaccines were first being rolled out, all the top politicians and blue check marks on Twitter were all saying that this vaccine won't let you get the virus. In fact, here's Joe Biden talking about it 1 year ago.
You're okay. You're not going to get COVID if you have these vaccinations.
Yeah.
And of course, Mr. Biden is 4 times vaxxed, which means he is 4 times protected. But of course, recently he just tested positive for COVID-19.
Hey folks, guess you heard. This morning I tested positive for COVID.
I mean, I don't want to make any opinions here that are gonna get me banned off YouTube or any other social media platform, but come on. Now, of course, there's a bunch of people denying they ever said something along the lines of if you get the shot, you won't get the virus. But unfortunately for them, we have this video.
When people are vaccinated, they can feel safe that they are not going to get infected.
Dr. Fauci says he has COVID again.
If you've done the right thing and gotten vaccinated, you deserve the freedom to be safe from COVID-19. And this morning, I learned I tested positive for COVID-19.
If you are vaccinated, you are protected. They are effective.
Vice President Kamala Harris has announced that she's tested positive for COVID-19.
Quick shout out to Milk Bar TV putting together those clips. If you want to see the full video, be sure to check it out in the description. But come on, people aren't going to forget that, especially if people lost their jobs over not getting the vaccine. And sure, some people never said out loud, hey, if you get the vaccine, you're not going to get COVID. But the implications were definitely there. For example, when the CDC came out and said if you have all your shots, you don't need to wear a mask in an indoor setting. What does that tell you? It sure seems to me that they're implying that people with the vaccine aren't going to get sick or are really protected and won't catch the virus at all. And it's those darn people who didn't get the shot are going to kill grandma. Am I the only one thinking that? Am I wrong? Probably. So while they're gaslighting you on what they said about the vaccines, they have done something even more ridiculous in recent times. They have decided to change the definition of the word recession. Yes, that is right, folks. The recession patch has been dropped. It is now time to update your dictionary. Now, for normal people and for people who want to check their sanity, let's Google the word recession. Ah, yes, from Oxford Languages. A recession is a period of temporary economic decline during which trade and industrial activity are reduced, generally identified by a fall in GDP in 2 successive quarters. Let me repeat that again. 2 successive quarters. So 2 quarters in a row, back to back, with the negative GDP. We all read that, right? I read that correctly. We understood that correctly, right? We're all on the same page here. That's the definition, and that's been the definition for quite some time. Until the White House decided it needed a little bit of a change. Coincidentally, in a period of time where the past 2 quarters have been on a decline. But it's just coincidence. This is from the whitehouse.gov. While some maintain that 2 consecutive quarters of falling real GDP constitute a recession, that is neither the official definition nor the way economists evaluate the state of a business cycle. Instead, both official determinations of recessions and economists' assessment of economic activity are based on a holistic look at the data, including the labor market, consumer and business spending, industrial production, and incomes. So what I'm getting from that is, let's listen to the government because they're going to tell us whether or not the economy is bad. You know, the economy with record high gas prices, record high inflation. So basically, what they're saying is, shut up, listen to the government. I'm just baffled right now. And everyone's doubling down on it. Here's the White House director of the National Economic Council, Brian Deese.
On the definition of recession, which has been an issue that I know many of you have reported on, as Secretary Yellen said on Sunday, 2 negative quarters of GDP growth is not the technical definition of recession. It's not the definition that economists have traditionally relied on.
And of course, here's the new press secretary when asked about it.
Is the White House trying to change the common definition of a recession because next Thursday the GDP numbers coming out are going to show that we've been in a recession?
So let me say this, you know, the strength of our labor market along with the other economic factors is what we generally see in a recession, or even is not what we generally see in a recession or even a pre-recession, because we're seeing the strength of the economy and the labor market. So that's really important to note there because those are key elements as we talk about that, as folks keep asking us about that.
And finally, here's a live look at our economy right now. You know what this feels like? It feels like that one kid on the playground who wants to play in the game, but he doesn't want to lose. So when he's losing, he just changes the rules. And that's the Biden administration right now. Changing the rules, changing the definitions. We're not doing bad, you're doing bad. Listen to us. I don't understand why the administration can't just come out and say, hey, we're not doing so hot right now. But guess what? We can only go up from here. Why lie? Why change the meaning of words to make yourself look better? I think a lot of people would appreciate it if you just came out and was honest for once. It's stuff like this that puts distrust in the government. Stop gaslighting. Stop the manipulating. Stop lying. We live in a world with so much information at the tip of our hands where we can look up anything and see whether or not you're lying or not. In my opinion, it just makes you look worse. But of course, those are just my thoughts. I want to hear everyone's thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. If you guys want to watch more of my videos, be sure and click on this right here. But other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.